Welcome back to another mock draft review. Today I'll be doing a mock draft review on Garrett Podell's, Podell. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but we're gonna go with Garrett Podell's mock draft. Today I will be reviewing his picks and seeing his insight on him, what he thinks, and just basically what he has predicted. Pretty simple. It seems like he has Omar Cooper Jr. here, so pretty cool. He probably will be in the first round, and let's see what the draft says. How everyone looks before the top prospects take the field on the NFL Combine. So there's a pre-combine draft. I will probably be doing a lot of combine post mock drafts or some rising and fallers. Definitely excited for the combine this week. But today we're gonna go with the first overall pick, as in Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana. Another great pick. Again, gigantic frame, 6'5", 225. I was thinking about this too. He doesn't really have like no one. You haven't really seen anybody with this much like leadership skills and this many paralysis in terms of leading. Like you've never really seen it, and I can see how he's definitely the first prospect off the board here. And definitely, I think this is a little too zoomed in. I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, this is the best. Yeah, so it's definitely one of the best leaderships we've seen out of a quarterback in a hot minute. And you can't really the leadership comes naturally. I think leadership comes naturally. Yeah, sure, you can be told to lead, but if you don't really want to lead, you're not gonna lead as good as someone like Fernando Mendoza. So he just wants to do this. He's doing it for the love of the game, and because he loves the game. Like, you just can tell he loves the game. But he's super good. His arm talent is a little bit average, maybe not what some scouts are looking for. It's probably not going to be like Cam Ward level type where it's so good that it's like really hard to pass up on. But he has great frame. I'm pretty sure he's bigger than Cam Ward. He's 6'2", 219, Ty Simpson type build, but Mendoza is bigger. He's heavier. He has a lot more leadership, in my opinion, than Cam Ward. Not a knock to Cam Ward. Cam Ward is a phenomenal quarterback with good arm strength and crazy good improvisation skills. But I didn't do any content last year, so I didn't really get my whole say on that. But Fernando Mendoza, really good. I think he will be a great quarterback in the NFL. I can immediately step in and be really good under this Clint Kubiak scheme, which utilizes a lot of receivers. These smaller type guys, maybe you can utilize Jack Bash, and maybe Jack Bash can have a great time in the similar role JSN had. There's a lot of nuances to this, and I think that Fernando Mendoza will come in with a good tight end too. Seattle didn't have like the top end title like Kittle or Hawkinson or all those guys, right? Like you don't see that, right? But with now Brock Bowers, there's a lot of moves, and so I think he can maybe utilize Brock Bowers, Genty. Hopefully they realign that offensive line. I really wish JPJ Powers Johnson is moving back inside to center. I think that would make a lot more sense, and Pete Carroll's son is a dumbass for doing that. It really ruined his trajectory. I think if you move back to center and still salvage it and get a guard later in the draft or in free agency will be a great move, and hopefully protect Mendoza in the future. Jets take Alvarez. I like this too. The Jets need a edge threat. Alvarez has a ton of upside. He plays off ball and inside the ball. His bend's really good. He's super good. And yeah, he was really good. He did play. He played about. He says 51% of his snaps at edge rusher in 2025. I don't know the exact logistics. It's probably around there. But he didn't play his entire. We know for a fact he didn't play his entire scheme on. As an edge, it was probably every other pass rush, or majority of the time, sometimes it was edge. But you're taking him again for his ability to eventually be that number one guy as an edge rusher. But this team really hasn't had a great, powerful edge rusher in a hot minute. So, and the guy they traded away who was close to that was Quinnen Williams, and they never really got. They haven't really got that, obviously, because it was a midseason trade this year. But yeah, Alvarez really good. Great band. There's just problems with his skill set translating to the NFL, but I definitely think he can be fine and will eventually move on and be a great rusher. The Cardinals. This is no surefire ability in any of these prospects, but definitely agreed. I think Maui Noah is one of the best offensive tackles this class, maybe even the best. You can maybe make an argument for Fano, but I think I like Maui Noah more than I do Fano. I think Fano is really good, but I think I like Maui Noah a slight bit more. And I think because he's just so much more powerful. I know Fano is very powerful too, but he's powerful. He actually had a really good run, and honestly, if Miami didn't make the playoffs, you wouldn't think like Ruben Bain would make it that high either, or Raheem Messidor, or even Francis Maino. Like, you don't think these guys would have gone that hard, or even maybe like someone like Keontae Scott or CJ Daniels. If the team didn't make this run, you honestly wouldn't have seen these guys go super high or like be ranked super high in like these day 2, day 1 grades. But Maui Noah played really well in the playoffs, and that really grows his draft stock. People are probably going to ride the high wave. I think Fano is as good, but you're probably going to take the guy who played more football and played against one of the best teams and in multiple occasions and in Ohio State and Indiana, and even Ole Miss, and they produce a lot. And in Texas A&M wasn't a slouch either. That team, the defensive line was really good. It wasn't the offense either. It was the defensive line that made him so good. But offensive tackle here is a great pick. You get your bookends and Paris Johnson Jr. and Francis Manuel. Love the pick. David Bailey. So this is exactly how I mocked my first draft yesterday. Or no, actually I had Ruben Bain second. But so pretty good. David Bailey can be a all-pro type of guy, I think, but I think in terms of like actual NFL readiness, he is lacking a little bit. He doesn't have the refinability or the surefire ability to be a 3-down lineman so far. I think he can do that, but it's just really tough. Even Powell has him, or Podell. So I just call him Garrett. I'll just call him Garrett. I'm pretty sure Garrett has him as 19th right now. So it's definitely a good ranking for him, because I think he's very, very raw, but he has crazy explosiveness off the edge, and he's so good on the pass. So maybe you take him here. Definitely like that. Just not a bad pick, but you're definitely taking him for the upside and eventually developing into a 3-down lineman. The Giants take Carlton Tate. Definitely one of the more like gone back to picks. Definitely, I think Carlton Tate is probably not the best wide receiver in this class. It's either Mekhi Lemon or Jordan Tyson, but I do like him in terms of his dirty work and how he's so good as a compliment. You saw that with Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith will be probably the first wide receiver taken off next year if he declares. He probably will. If Jeremiah Smith declares. Carlton Tate was a great compliment to him. Carlton Tate was really good. He was blocking very well. He's a crisp route runner. He gets good separation. He hits home run threats when Jeremiah Smith isn't open. That's what he's going to be the similar role to in New York if he ends up going there. He's going to be a contrast to Malik Neighbors, who is going to be basically the bell cow of the receivers, right? I don't know if that's a real term, but he's probably going to be the bell cow of the receivers. And Carlton Tate would be that guy, that second option, where if Malik Neighbors somehow, knock on wood, gets another injury, and he somehow something bad happens again, Carlton Tate would be the number one guy, and that's what he did when someone like Jeremiah Smith was out, right? He was good when stepping up, and he's really developed over the years. And when eventually Ibuka got drafted, he became this next guy, and he was good. He was good, and I think he can develop his skills even more next to Neighbors, and probably get a similar type of production next to Neighbors, who's I'm not gonna say is as good as Jeremiah Smith, because we haven't seen Jeremiah Smith in the NFL, but someone with maybe the upside of Jeremiah Smith, and someone similar to the situation he was in. And I think Carlton Tate will be great blocking for Jackson Dart and Cam Scottaboo, so it's a great pick. The Browns take Spencer Fano. Like this pick a lot too. I think this is another great pick. You need an offensive tackle. All of these guys are leaving. Cam Robinson, I think, is leaving. Let's look at the Browns depth chart. I know every single one of them is leaving. Like all 5 of them are leaving. Cam Robinson's leaving. Jack Conklin's leaving. Wyatt Teller is definitely leaving. Joel Bitonio is leaving. Ethan Pokic. These guys are all free agents. I'm not saying they're leaving as in like it's gone for sure, but I'm saying like they're leaving because they're all free agents and you don't know who you're going to sign. So I think taking offensive tackle here for a guy who's Spencer Fano, who's really strong, really good, versatile, and play guard or tackle regardless of who you sign, will be a very good fit for this team. Sonny Styles goes to the Commanders. I like this pick a lot too. I think Sonny Styles is a number 1 type of guy. You can play linebacker. I think a lot of people are overrating Bobby Wagner. I think Bobby Wagner has been abysmal in space. He's really good downhill, but he's abysmal in space, and people tend to ignore that. And Bobby Wagner is not your future either. How old is Bobby Wagner? I don't even know, but I'm doing a lot of looking up today. But he's not very young, and he's 35 years of age. This is a crazy upgrade if you take Sonny Styles, who has a surefire ability to be a stud in the NFL. I think he will be a great player, and has an extremely high floor in my opinion. I think he's so smart, and I've seen this a million times. He's grown so much, and he's so good off the block shed. He's so good in tackling. He doesn't miss tackles. He really doesn't miss tackles. I don't talk about that much, but he doesn't miss tackles. He really doesn't. And he's so poised in his decision making sometimes of picking the rank, or sorry, the rank. He has some second and because I think Arvo Reese is a linebacker. Okay, wait, chill. I was gonna say you have him second. I thought he had CJ Allen over him. Oh my god, it's about to go ballistic. But yeah, Sonny Styles is so good. And he's just so smart on picking the holes where to fill, where the run will go, and even his range for as an X safety, he has a crazy good range, and you can definitely develop that a little more. It's his run stopping and his tackling ability the way to wrap up. He is super good, but his pass game needs a little bit more refinement. But again, like all of these prospects have some issues. That's why they're prospects. So you definitely can refine this, but he's definitely a surefire pick and is a crisp prospect impact all around. The Saints take Ruben Bain Jr. I like this too. I think Ruben Bain is one of the best players in this class. He's second in prospect ranking according to Garrett. I don't know if I like him or Reese more. I definitely like those two over David Bailey, so take that what you will. But I like Ruben Bain a lot too. I think Ruben Bain is great. The production has been great. The hand placement, the violence, the ability to never give up on a play. Really great plays. He's really good. I really like him too. And he was really crucial in this run in the college football playoffs, which again rose his draft stock. Usually, some people have him going 2. Like it's that good. And there's concerns with his bend and his ankle mobility and how he can bend over, and his arm length isn't as big. But he's just a pure football player and a pure baller, and he is so good. And I think at one point you have to take a chance on the production and what he did in college, and he went up against some of the best offensive tackles and he performed pretty well, and I think he will do pretty good in the NFL if he gets drafted to the right team, and hopefully the Saints team can develop him. Chiefs take Jeremiah Love. It's another easy pick. Do you need a better person on that running back room? It's not competitive at all. So you can either sign one in free agency or take Jeremiah Love, the young fresh pair of legs. And honestly, Jeremiah Love is a great pick for a team that really likes these type of players. They like these speedy type of players, and Jeremiah Love is exactly that. He has great vision for his size. He's really good in the passing game too. I think people don't talk about that enough. He's really good in his passing game. He's such a big home run hitter. He can just run it. I remember seeing the college football playoff run last year when they actually made it, and against it was their home game. I can't remember who. It might have been or it might have been Penn State or something. I don't know. I can't remember what, but he took it straight. It was like the first round. It wasn't Penn State. Penn State got the bye, but it was no, they didn't get a bye, but they didn't play. They played SMU. Anyways, regardless, it was at home, and it was a real big run, and it was like a 70+ yard run touchdown. It was really good, and I was like, I'm sold on Jeremiah Love, and that's when I started keeping my eye on him more closely. He has him ranked 16th as a prospect rank. I think he's like top 5. Maybe even top 10. We'll say that top 10. I don't think he's 16. I think if you're talking prospect rank, I think I think for position rank he's first 100%. But prospect rank he can be top 10. And I feel like people really underestimate how good he is, and I think he's really good. The Bengals take Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. Another great pick. Definitely will be a guy who can change his culture in this team. He's been a great locker room presence in not only Alabama but obviously Ohio State too. He was really good. He doesn't miss tackles. He's really good off the field. He's very, very smart. There's like a handful of times where he's maybe messed up once, and if he does, he makes it up the next play. He's so good, and he's so good at filling up the gas. And people are really underappreciate him. I don't think Caleb Downs is a generational guy, but I do think he is a good enough guy with the high enough floor to the point where you take him in the top 10 because he's so good, and people have him drop because he's a safety, and I can 100% agree with that too. Teams don't take safeties as high, but at one point it comes to a point where he drops too far, and the Bengals would love to take him here. And a team that really doesn't have that good run stopping, I would love a Caleb Downs to go here. This is a great fit, and a team that really needs tackling and leadership in that defensive side of the locker room. The Dolphins take Mansour Delane. Mansour Delane again is another small type of guy. He's very, very short arms, but he has produced wherever he's gone. He's produced at Virginia Tech. He's produced at LSU now. And the thing with Mansour Delane is that he is super, super good, right? He's been very good. He's locked down the number 1 corners in the SEC, or number 1 receivers in the SEC, which is good. He's locked down some of these guys. South Carolina game was very good, and he has good technique. He has good hand placement. He knows when to draw the ball loose. He has good timing. This is a definitely good pick, and I think Jeff Hafley would like a little bit more of a Jamal McCoy, but if you take Mansour Delane, who has probably less concern and has produced, it's another interesting pick. And he has him ranked 3rd as a prospect rank. I think he should have him 2nd at the most. At first, should definitely be Mansour Delane. Second if you're kind of Jamal McCoy, and he has Jamal McCoy here. So Jamal McCoy definitely, I probably see Jamal McCoy kind of going like this, where he goes after Delane or a little bit after, but he's been really good this year too. Well, not this year, 2024. He was really good. He was like the lockdown corner, but he tore his ACL, so there's a problem with that. But he was really good, and he was probably the best corner in college football. The problem is why would you take that risk if you have someone like Mansour Delane in the Dolphins scenario? So there's problems there, but there is a lot of room for him to go, and I think he would be a great player for this team who really needs he needs a lockdown corner because Deron Bland is not a lockdown corner. And then you cut Trevon Diggs, who obviously needed to go. And you get some more youth and hopefully a good lockdown number one corner, which I think you can definitely get in Jamal McCoy because I feel like he's a really good lockdown corner. The Rams take Jordan Tyson. I think he's another interesting pick. I think Tyson is another really good player. Just the problem he's never on the field. And Puka Nacua hasn't had the cleanest injury history too, but he's really good too. It's another interesting pick too. You'd probably people have him mocking Mekhi Lemon a lot too. I think I like Mekhi Lemon a little more too because he's available more, and he has less injury history, and I think that the Rams would want to take a chance on that a little bit more than someone like Jordan Tyson. And Mekhi Lemon is a little more versatile in terms of you can line up in the slot in the gadget area and use him as a gadget play. And he has these type of success. Like these type of guys have success in the NFL. Jordan Tyson is a very big prototypical. He's not a prototypical X, but like a 6'4", 225, like a Denzel Boston. Or not, Denzel Boston is 225, but he's 209. But Jordan Tyson is really good too. He contorts his body very well and would be a great pick. You can probably move Nacua to the slot and put Jordan Tyson as the X or the Z and Devontae Adams vice versa. So this would be a great pick. And then eventually when Devontae Adams leaves, because he's old, on the older side, he's probably going to leave. He has one more year on the contract. And this is going to be his long-term replacement, like Garrett says. This is going to be a great pick. I think the Rams go best wide receiver available no matter what. In this case, they have to take Jordan Tyson, but they can definitely take Mekhi Lemon too. He's very much in play. Today, the Ravens go Vega Ione. That's another great pick. I think Vega is a great high floor player. 5 pressures in and over a bunch of snaps. Don't overthink it. Go with the easy pick here. Like it. Colton Hood. Whoa. Okay, this is another crazy pick. I think Colton Hood is a great player, but I think he will probably go later in the early 30s or the late 20s, or maybe even late 30s, like that range, from the 40 to 23 range. I think he can go there. I think 15 is a little too rich for him. He got burned a lot in the Senior Bowls, and believe it or not, these teams really believe in Senior Bowls. Obviously, you're going to see what he does in the combine or the interviewing process, but you would like to say you would probably go Kane Sadiq or another linebacker, maybe C.J. Allen, or even a run stopper. But they do have a lot of corners hitting free agency. I like that too. But I would maybe prefer someone like Avion Terrell, who has versatility to play both. But Colton Hood, again, was really good and stepped in for Jamal McCoy when he needed to. He doesn't have blow me away speed, and he's not a freak athlete. He's good at tackling. It gets a little wishy-washy later down the line, but he's been good, and he's been solid when he needs to step up, and he's pretty good. I like that too, but it's a little too high for me. Jets take Mekhi Lemon out of USC, another great player. He is just so good. I think he's gigantic in the terms of not size, but like just in the overall impact of the game. These type of guys find so much nuances, and he has a 66% contested catch rate when he's contested at 5'11", sub 195, which is really good. And he is super duper good at finding the gaps and the holes, and will be a great slot receiver for whatever team. And it's a good contrast to Garrett Wilson in this case, because Garrett Wilson's again like the jump ball, go get it type of guy. But Garrett Wilson's good at a bunch of stuff. But Mekhi Lemon is more of a, again, like a Jackson Smith and Jigba guy or a Amon-Ra St. Brown guy who really just finds the gaps in the defenses. And he's not the most physically gifted. He's not the tallest. He's not the biggest. But he is a damn good football player and knows his technique well. Like, he knows the technique like the back of his hand. And he knows, he studies. He's really good. And he can really use a great, you can really use a great wide receiver like that. I like that too. The Lions take Akeem Mesor. This is also like another Dan Campbell type pick too. I think I would like Avion Terrell here too. I'm really high on Avion Terrell, but I would like Avion Terrell here a little more because Avion Terrell here is a Dan Campbell type corner, but Akeem Mesor will be providing instant production and is really good. He's just really old, and that's why he's falling. But you can move him. He has a lot of flexibility. You can sometimes play him in the interior if you really need him to. But I definitely think that he can stay here and definitely get picked at 17. I would love this team. I love him to go to this team and be a good contrast to Ian Hutchinson. It's just the reason why he's falling so much because he's 25. Vikings go Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I can definitely see him or Dylan Thiedemann going. But today, McNeil-Warren goes. I like that pick too. I think Brian Flores will have a field day with Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Really good in terms of range. Really good in terms of size. Just an overall sound prospect. He has him ranked as a second position rank. I don't really dispute that at all. I think he can maybe be third. I don't know. I haven't really looked at these two head-to-head, Thiedemann and McNeil-Warren, but they're both very good. And no matter who you take here, you're going to need a defensive back. So I like that pick a lot. Panthers take Avon Terrell. I like that too. I would maybe like TJ Parker here too because it'd be a little bit more of a speed rusher who can get to the quarterback, but with potential being a 3-9 lineman. But I definitely like Avon Terrell here too. Go with the other Clemson teammate. He's really good. He was really fucking good, and he plays so much bigger for what he does. He's so ferocious with the ball. He knows when to hit it out. He's a really sound prospect, and people don't like to admit that, but he was one of those players on the Clemson defense who didn't really take that giant of a step back, or maybe not even a step back at all. He's really good, and you take him for, again, his upside and his idea and his ferociousness, and give it an identity to that defense. And with the defensive back group that is hitting free agency with some of these guys, you definitely can go Avon Terrell here. Not the worst pick in the world. Cassius Howell going number 20. I think there's a little bit of a redundant pick too. I know the Cowboys tend to pick these pass rushing heavy type of guys, but it's another interesting play to think how well this will turn out for them. I think that they should definitely go. Like I said, TJ Parker is still available. I think Cassius Howell is more a DPR. I don't think he has. He doesn't have big arms, and he relies too much on a speed rush sometimes. There's not much bull rush. There's not much variation with his bag either. I think that he's a little redundant of a pick next to Dominic Azuruku. I like TJ Parker with a little more upside and would make a little more sense. But Cassius Howell goes here. I definitely have a day 2 grade for Cassius Howell in my opinion. Denzel Boston goes to the Steelers. Another big guy. He is a little bit of a prototypical X, which is just a big guy. And those type of guys don't really pan out anymore. Someone like Denzel Boston is 6'4", 209. I definitely think he's not the best receiver in this class. He's not the worst. But there's definitely a lot of people who dislike him a lot with a reasonable argument saying that, like, hey, college corners, some of these guys, Denzel Boston playing the Big Ten, some of these guys might not even make it to the NFL, and he's mossing them. He's relying too much on the athleticism and doesn't have elite separation or speed. What's the point of taking him? I agree with that too. It's just the frame is too big, and people want to take a chance on this. And a team like the Steelers, who need a wide receiver, will be more than willing to take a chance on someone like Denzel Boston, who's an athletic freak, and maybe develop him even more. So there's people like that, but definitely think that he is getting a little overhyped. But he is a solid player, and I think he has maybe he can maybe fall to the second round based on what people think and how the NFL values these type of receivers now, because people like the Mekhi Lemons more than Denzel Boston's. I mean, it's simple as that. I like the Mekhi Lemons more than Denzel Boston's, but some people don't, and it's an interesting scenario to think about. Kojic Folk going to the Chargers. I think this is another redundant pick. I don't like this at all. I would like for them to go guard here, or a tackle, a swing tackle, and preferably guard. Proctor, Lomu, Pregnon. One of those guys will work much better, or a defensive interior, because that hasn't really been taken. Peter Woods maybe, or Caleb Banks. But this is a redundant pick. I think Kojic Folk is not what this team needs, and would work a little bit better if it was a different position. Eagles take Kenny City. It's another interesting pick. We'll definitely see this happening too. The Eagles have Dallas Goedert, an old self, who trying to get rid of at the deadline, or not at the deadline, but last offseason. But was a really interesting team, and Harry Roseman likes these athletic type freaks that BPA, best player available. Harry Roseman is that type of guy to do that. So definitely can see him going here. Kenny City is great, and you line him on the outside would be a great contrast to some of these other guys in that room, and Saquon Barkley obviously. Lee Hunter goes to the Browns. I think this is another impulsive pick. I'm not a huge fan of this. I would much rather prefer wide receiver. Casey Conception's on the board. Oren Cooper Jr. is on the board. Monroe Freeling's on the board. It's there's a lot more to worry about than Lee Hunter with already Mason Graham too. People sometimes go strength for strength, but this team doesn't have holes. Has too many holes to do that. I think that with Mason Graham too, it's just like it gets a little redundant, and why would you spend your second round pick or second first pick on that? Like, it just, I don't know, I just don't think it makes sense. Bears go with Dylan Thiemann. I can 100% see this too. I think Dylan Thiemann is a great player. He is so good as a thumper. He has pretty good upside as a turnover machine too. At Purdue, he got 6 interceptions on one season, so pretty good. He's smart. He plays good. He can play in the box. He can play in deep. I like him too. He's very versatile. He'll be great for this team who has aging guys in the back. So definitely think the Bears could use this. Bills take C.J. Allen. Another interesting pick. You need a linebacker too. I think definitely a bunch of linebackers hitting free agency. I think people are overlooking that too. I think C.J. Allen is good for the pick you get him here. He has problems with his pass coverage sometimes, but he's smart, and he thinks really well going down range too. He doesn't give up on the play either. I like it. He has big size, and will be a great player for the Bills to develop. Not the worst idea in the world. Monroe Fielding goes to the 49ers. The 49ers find a way to get Monroe Fielding. I will be super happy for them because that's an offensive tackle for the future. And Trent Williams again is becoming an older guy. He's getting really old, and he's not going to be around forever, and he's not going to play at an All-Pro level forever. Future Hall of Famer, but again, age catches up to you. You see what happens with LeBron in the NBA. Age catches up to you. LeBron is still good, but he's not like Miami Heat LeBron. He's not 2018 Cavs LeBron. Little basketball reference for you. Go Knicks, baby. But yeah, Monroe Fielding, big guy. I think he's moves really fluid and really fast for his size. I think 7th is a little too harsh for counting guard with Vega and maybe Pregnon. He's probably my 5th. But if we're just talking pure offensive tackles, we're going Fano, Maui Noah, 2 interchangeables, and Monroe Fielding for me. I mean, that makes a little more sense for me. I think I like that a little more. But Fielding looks really good, and I'm very happy to see what team takes him, and I think he would be a very good team to have. He has Caleb Miller as his 5th too. I think Caleb Miller is a little more an interesting guy. Both of these guys, Monroe Fielding and Blake Miller, are, I don't know why I keep on saying Caleb Miller. I said Caleb Miller in my mock draft too. Blake Miller has a lot of different these two don't have much variation at all in terms of moving into guards. So these guys would be tackles. So it's gonna be an interesting way to think about it. They need the offensive line here to help too. Blake Miller's been pretty good. He's pretty agile, and he is pretty tall and decent frame. So for a tackle, he's pretty good. So don't hate that pick at all. Caden Proctor going to the Rams. I like this pick too. I think Caden Proctor is a little bit more raw. He has ranked 4th in the prospect rank. Holy crap, that is crazy to me. Yeah, so he's ranked 1st in the prospect rank, or 4th in the prospect rank, 1st in the position rank. That's an interesting take. But Caden Proctor again is more of a raw talent in the NFL or in college. He plays super big, or he doesn't play as big as he is, but he's super big. He's 6'7", 366. You're probably gonna take him to play interior offensive line, but with having seen him retiring, you're probably gonna take him to play offensive tackle, and he might get beat because he doesn't have great lateral quickness. So that's gonna be real interesting to see how he develops with that. But hopefully someone in that group can maybe step in for him or develop him. And you're gonna have to hope he develops, because that would be a bust of a 1st round pick if it's just no technique and just all athleticism. He will get molested. Omar Cooper Jr. goes to the Broncos. Broncos really need a number 1 type of guy. Omar Cooper Jr. can step in and be that. Omar Cooper Jr. is very versatile. I've said this many times. He's very versatile, and I think he can step into any really room and find a role there. And will be a great pick for whatever team takes him. And he has great hands. He has great route running. I think he's overall a surefire prospect. He's not elite at a lot of things, but he's really good and has a high floor in a bunch of things. And he was really good to Fernando Mendoza. So he'll probably be good in Bo Nix to this scenario. I like Omar Cooper Jr. too. Caleb Loman going to the Patriots. I actually really like this pick too. I think Caleb Loman could play a swing tackle just in case they want to move Will Campbell, or Will Campbell gets injured, or vice versa for the right side. Definitely think he can play guard though. He's a little bit bigger, and there's problems with his speed and agility and his power, but he's definitely really good and can develop him into a great guy in New England. Hopefully your offensive tackle of the future. Let's go with the Seahawks. The Seahawks take Brandon Cisse out of South Carolina. I like that too. He would test off the charts, and with all these guys hitting free agency, Tariq Woolen, Josh Jobe, and Kobe Bryant, this would be another interesting pick. But I like this pick a lot, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think Garrett Podell did really well. This is not the best. There's some whips. Like I really didn't like the Chargers pick of taking Keldrick Folks, a little impulsive in my opinion, or some of these prospect rankings. But another interesting scenario, or Colton Hood going 15th. But it is what it is. But thank you all for watching. I think this is a pretty good mock draft. Let me know what you guys think of this mock draft. Let me know what you guys think in general. Let me know what you guys just fucking think, because sometimes people just don't think, and that's okay. I don't think sometimes either. Not doing this, but just in general, I just don't think. Smash like.